Have you ever wondered what the worst vacation spots are? Yes, you heard that right, the worst, not the best. Now there's a twist for you. Instead of the usual best beach or most romantic city, we're diving into the deep end of travel destinations that might just give you nightmares. We're talking about places that you'd probably want to cross off your bucket list rather than add to it. Whether it's extreme weather, environmental disaster, or simply a lack of facilities that would make even the most adventurous traveler think twice, these are the spots that are more no-go than must-see. We've scoured the globe and used a range of criteria including safety, accessibility, and overall experience to compile this list. So, if you're ready for a journey quite unlike any other, stick around. So buckle up as we take you on a tour of the top 10 worst vacation spots. Starting off our countdown at number 10, we have the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. A swirling vortex of waste and debris, it's a stark reminder of our impact on the world. Nestled between Hawaii and California, it spans a staggering 1.5 million square miles. That's twice the size of Texas. But don't let its size fool you. This isn't a giant landfill, this is our ocean. The patch is made up primarily of microplastics, tiny particles that float just beneath the surface. Not only does this make for a less than scenic swim, but it also poses a significant threat to marine life. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a testament to the environmental crisis we face today. It's a place where the beauty of nature is overshadowed by the consequences of our actions. So, unless you're a fan of swimming with plastic, it might be best to steer clear. At number 9 we have Chernobyl, Ukraine. An eerie silence fills this city, a chilling reminder of the world's worst nuclear disaster that occurred in the spring of 1986. As the heart of the disaster, Chernobyl remains a ghost town, its streets and buildings frozen in time, echoing a past that the world is still grappling to understand. The infamous Reactor 4 exploded, releasing a radioactive cloud so deadly it left the area uninhabitable. Today, the radioactive levels continue to exceed safe levels, marking Chernobyl as a place of caution rather than of exploration. Ironically, despite the danger, Chernobyl has become a dark tourism hotspot for some thrill seekers. However, it's important to remember the extreme health risks associated with exposure to high levels of radiation. From the potential for acute radiation sickness to long-term genetic damage, the consequences are dire. Unless you fancy glowing in the dark, Chernobyl is one to avoid. Coming in at number 8 is North Sentinel Island, India. Deceptively beautiful, this remote island is home to the Sentinelese, a tribe untouched by modern civilization. They fiercely guard their isolation, making this spot a unique yet dangerous destination. The Sentinelese have a history of rejecting all contact with the outside world. Any attempts at interaction, be it from curious tourists or well-meaning anthropologists, have been met with hostility. This makes the island a risky choice for a vacation. It's not just the inhabitants that pose a challenge. The Indian government strictly prohibits any travel to the island to protect the tribe's way of life and prevent the spread of diseases to which they have no immunity. So, while the allure of an untouched paradise may be tempting, the reality is far from idyllic. Unless you're looking for a survivor experience, North Sentinel Island is not the vacation spot for you. Scene script, number 7 to 5 brings us a trio of trouble. First up, we have the Door to Hell in Turkmenistan, a fiery pit that has been burning non-stop for over 40 years. Originally a gas field set alight by Soviet scientists, it was expected to burn out within weeks. Instead, it's still ablaze with no signs of stopping. While it may be mesmerizing to watch, the intense heat, toxic gases, and remote location make it a less than ideal holiday spot. Next, we venture to Brazil, to Ilha da Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island. This island is home to the world's highest concentration of venomous snakes. We're talking about 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. The golden lancehead viper, exclusive to this island, has venom so potent it can melt human flesh. Add to that the fact the island is off limits to visitors by the Brazilian government, and you've got a vacation spot that's not just dangerous, but also illegal. Finally, we journey to Pripyat, Ukraine. This ghost town was once home to the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Now it stands as a chilling reminder of the nuclear disaster that occurred in 1986. With radiation levels still dangerously high, this is not a place you'd want to visit without a hazmat suit. And let's face it, who wants to spend their vacation in a hazmat suit? So there you have it. 3 locations that are as fascinating as they are perilous. From a never-ending fiery pit in Turkmenistan, to a snake-infested island in Brazil, and a radioactive ghost town in Ukraine, These places serve as stark reminders of the power and unpredictability of nature and mankind's actions. So if you value your life and sanity, these are 3 places you might want to skip on your travel bucket list. Our countdown now takes us to the deadly duo at numbers 4 and 3. First up is the Danakil Desert in Ethiopia, also known as the Gateway to Hell. This place is as deadly as it is beautiful, boasting one of the hottest climates on Earth. It's a surreal landscape of lava lakes, acid pools, and multicolored hydrothermal fields. The average daily temperature is a scorching 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's without factoring in the active volcanoes. The air is so thick with sulfuric fumes that it can be hard to breathe, never mind the threat of volcanic eruptions. It's a place that barely supports life, and certainly not the kind of place you'd want to lay out your beach towel. Now, let's journey from the sweltering heat of Africa to the bone-chilling cold of Siberia. Welcome to Oymyakon, Russia, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Imagine a place so frigid that the mercury in thermometers freezes. That's Oymyakon for you. The average temperature in winter hovers around -58 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's even been known to drop as low as -90. It's so cold that cars can't start, and the ground is permanently frozen. Forget about taking a leisurely stroll or building a snowman. Mere minutes in this frosty environment can result in frostbite. What makes these 2 places a deadly duo is not just their extreme weather conditions, but also their inaccessibility. Emergency services are hours away, if they can reach you at all. Plus, there's the lack of suitable accommodation and amenities. You're not going to find a 5-star resort or even a cozy bed and breakfast in these locations. So, while the Danakil Desert and Oymyakon are fascinating in their own right, they are far from ideal vacation spots. They are a testament to the harsh extremes of our planet, places where survival, not leisure, is the order of the day. Unless you're an extreme adventurer with a death wish, it's better to admire these places from a distance. And now, the ultimate no-go zones at numbers 2 and 1. Let's venture into perilous territories that have earned the top 2 spots on our list. Brace yourselves as we delve into the deadly details of Zone Rouge in France and the Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. Zone Rouge, or Red Zone in France, is a haunting reminder of the First World War. This is a place where battles raged, leaving the land scarred and contaminated. Even after a century, the soil is still poisoned with lethal amounts of arsenic, unexploded ordnance, and human remains. The French government deemed this area as completely devastated, human life impossible. Venturing into this area is not just a challenge, it's a dance with death. Now let's set sail across the Pacific to the Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands, a paradise lost to nuclear testing. Between 1946 and 1958, this idyllic archipelago was the site of 23 nuclear tests by the United States. The fallout from these tests has rendered the atoll uninhabitable. The land and sea are contaminated with high levels of radiation, making it a health hazard for any living organism. The beautiful coral reefs, once teeming with life, now serve as a chilling testament to the destructive power of mankind. In essence, these 2 places represent the severe consequences of human conflict and ambition. They are fascinating yet horrifying symbols of our past that continue to echo into our present. They serve as stark reminders of the destructive capabilities we possess, and the lasting impact they can have on our world. So, unless you're James Bond on a mission, these are 2 spots you should definitely avoid on your next vacation. And there you have it, folks. We've journeyed through the 10 worst vacation spots around the globe, places that pose significant dangers to the unwary traveler. From the floating waste island in the Pacific to the haunting remnants of Chernobyl in Ukraine, we've ventured into the forbidden territories of North Sentinel Island in India, where outsiders are not welcome. We've also explored the trio of trouble and the deadly duo, places that are as enticing as they are perilous. The ultimate no-go zones, true nightmares for any vacationer, rounded off our list. These locales, while fascinating in their own right, underscore the importance of research and caution when planning your travels. The allure of the unknown and the thrill of adventure shouldn't blind us to the potential hazards and pitfalls. Remember, not all that glitters is gold when it comes to choosing a vacation spot. Stay safe and choose wisely.